Yes. All right.
Well, we have just a few moments and we are going to go live. Going to have a wonderful program today.
Yeah.
Talking to Mr. Darrell Brown in the house, D Brown. He has another name, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So everybody have a couple of minutes to tag some people, invite some people,
Mm-hmm.
tell some people to come into Out of the Mud Inc. on Facebook.
Oh yeah. Let everybody know that we are live right now at this moment. Come
Come
on.
on in, come on in, come on in. We want you to take part in this conversation, put some stuff, um, send us some messages, let us know how things are going, participate in the conversation. We want you to be a part of it all.
How your day been so far?
It's going good. It's a beautiful day. September, what is it? September 4th, 5th?
Yeah, it's September 5th.
September 5th, already September. I mean, take advantage of this last month of beautiful weather.
Oh yeah.
I know last year we were blessed with a decent winter, so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't so bad. Hopefully, this winter won't be as bad either.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully well, I know it's gonna get cold, but we don't want to have no situation where we're getting snowed in. It's been a long time since something like that has happened. But I always just say whatever the Lord wills.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've had a lot of snow. But then there's some of our viewers out there who's praying for snow. They love the winter, they love the cold, they love the snow, all of that stuff. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah, I'm not either. I used to be when I was younger. I used to pray for those snow days, but I'm not like that anymore.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, well, hopefully you all are inviting some people into this conversation. We're going to talk about our young people. We're going to talk about community. We're going to talk about second chances. We're just going to talk about like our ability to move forward and not allow our past to hold us hostage.
Right. Yeah, that's a beautiful topic. I can't wait to dive into it.
Mhm. Yeah, so hopefully all of you are out enjoying this beautiful day. When I when I pulled up,
Hmm.
I think there's something going on downtown here. So get out,
Yeah, bikes to the
get out.
bricks is coming.
Bikes to the bricks, bikes to the bricks.
Yeah.
So come out, enjoy, bring your family, go for a nice walk, enjoy some of the last festivities within the city of Flint. Whether it's in downtown, on the north side, east side,
Hmm.
south side, or west side.
Yeah.
Just come on out and enjoy.
Enjoy yourself while you can.
While you
Most
can,
definitely.
while you can. Yes, yes. So
All right.
hopefully you all are coming on. Are we?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, y'all. We're live, I believe. Okay, y'all. Hey, peace. What's up, good people? We're here, and we are happy to be here on this Thursday evening. Almost Friday, almost the weekend. Y'all done made it through the week. We've made it through the week.
Oh yeah.
Whew, thankful for that.
Right.
All by itself. So invite some of your friends, family, share this live if you think it'll bless somebody, help someone through. I know I'm always here as a resource. If anyone ever needs me, you can find me on Facebook. Send me a message in Messenger, and let's work it out. I can't speak for Darrell, but I would think that he's on the same page.
Oh yeah, I am. Everybody can reach me at Facebook, Darrell Brown, Darell Brown. They can also reach me Relo B as well. It depends on if you want to do music. So I mean, I do a lot of different things. I do a lot of different things. Music, um, acting. We're gonna get into that.
Yes.
Multiple different. I'm a case manager, videographer. It's almost like
Okay.
what don't I do at this point?
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That is really cool. It's great to be a resource.
yeah.
And I so appreciate people who understand the importance of serving,
Mm-hmm.
giving unto others. I mean, we need more of that. I know without a shadow of a doubt, I would not be the woman that I am today had not some people saw me at my lowest point, encouraged me when I sure wasn't doing the right things.
Right.
Didn't hold me to all of that, but they saw beyond that and really some poured into me words of life,
Right.
to help me to move to the next level. So it's so important for us to give back and to make sure that we're being For me anyway, a servant of God and just
Yeah.
understanding the importance of service.
Yeah, and that's the main thing is always giving back. Always try to stress the fact that we're not going to be here forever.
Mhm.
So it's like, what are we going to leave behind?
Right.
Either we're going to leave behind some blessings in a way to be able to grow, or destruction, and that'll be the end of everything. So
Mhm.
I try my best to always give back to the community. Like, I love the community that I'm in, for the goods and the bads, and I just want to always give back as much as I can, especially with the youth.
Yeah,
Definitely want to give back to the youth. That
that's
is the
good.
future.
And I'm glad to hear you say that because the youth really need us right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they need me and you. They need our viewers who are watching today.
Hmm.
They need their neighbors. They need their pastors. They,
Right.
they, they need their teachers. They need everyone to see them and to really help them along.
Right.
Not assessing them for what they've done and
Hmm.
for the outcome
Right.
of
Right.
their actions, but more so about like what's going on with you.
Yeah.
I've had so many of my young people say, nobody ever asked me, what's up? What's going on? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Can I help you with anything? And what they said was, what they always do is just tell me how bad I am for what I have done, but they never
Yeah.
try to understand why I'm doing the things that I'm doing.
Mm. Yeah. I hear that often as well. Um, and it's always they don't know who really has their back because they feel like majority of everything that they're going to receive is going to be negative.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that does stump people from even wanting to open up, especially the young folks, because they're like, oh, they're not listening, or we're not listening. Then when we start listening, then it's like they're afraid that they're going to get bashed,
Mm-hmm.
which we've all done good and bad things. That's the way life goes. We figure out how we should move in this life, and some things that we do might not be too good, but we learn to be better as a person, and those are the things that I feel like that we should give back to the youth, knowing that you're gonna mess up. When you do mess up, just don't stay there. That's our main
Mm-hmm.
thing. We're rooting for you to get back up.
Mm.
Like, we're here to give you a hand up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, come on, come on. Then that extend that hand and help somebody up
Exactly.
out of some stuff. Right.
Out of the mud.
Out of the mud. That's right. That's
And shout
right.
out to Out of the Mud Inc. We appreciate y'all, for the
Hmm.
platform, y'all.
James and George. We appreciate you guys. So if you can, just share a little bit with our viewers about who you are. Tell us a little bit about who you are, a little bit about what you've done up to this point. And viewers, if you could, please put some things in. Send us some messages and let us know, how are you making a difference. What are some of the things you're doing to make a difference in somebody else's life? Whether it's somebody in
I mean, where do I begin? My name is Darrell Brown. I'm a young black man. Um, I'm a person that lived and that's just been learning. So I got a big family. I'll just say that. So a lot of people know me for having a big family, having 11 siblings, same
your
mom, same dad,
gee
and
whiz.
just you know may know me from the church, being in the church. My dad was pastor, mom first lady, right?
Wow.
And they might also know me from like comedy. So at a young age, I started putting out videos a long time ago. I was acting. So I was always putting out videos, little skits and whatnot, until they became big skits. They might know me as wearing a purple suit, purple diamond, Uncle PD, um, being Relo B.
Mhm.
So I do, spoken word and also do music as well. I'm definitely a artist at heart, and I'm a case manager. So I work with the youth. I like to give back to Flint as many ways as I can, knowing that I was a person that used to mess up. So what I do is I work for a company called Peckham, where we pretty much help people 18 to 24-year-olds that want not a handout but a hand up, and we're just trying to give back in work readiness, teaching work readiness, and also violence prevention. And I look at it being how I was qualified. I was qualified not through degrees but through experience. I was a person that was back to back in jail. like over and over again, and people looked at me like that's all I was for a time being. So it just depends on where you know me at in my life. So some people know me as being a real good, I guess good boy, church going boy and all that. And then some people know me for Brown Boy Production doing videography. And then some people know me for getting in trouble. Oh, he went viral multiple times for getting in trouble. I was in and out of jail 2018, 19, and 2020. But the special thing about that is that's where really God for real met me at. So I was in jail. Oh yeah, that was my domestic. I got knocked off my high horse, and I had to sit down, and God really spoke to me then. And I always tell people this: know God for yourself in a way that God know you. So God speak to us in different ways. And people thinking it's got to be the biblical way, or it has to be the way that I experience, the way that you experience. But really, it's the way that God spoke to you. Once you know who God is for yourself, then at that point, that's all you need. God done spoke to you. No, God gonna lead you. Just know God for who you are, and that's how God spoke to me when I was in jail at my lowest, when things are going wrong all around me, and then that's when my life changed. Being inside that cell, and I told God, all right, no matter what happens, I don't care, good or bad, I'm sticking with you. And getting out and watching God change my life, going to trial back to back and winning both times. Knowing that God, hey, it ain't no man that could have did this, but it was definitely God. And I'm like, I'm gonna stick with God, not the way that anybody tried to tell me, but the way that God broke stuff down to me. And I kept it going, leaving from the jail cell to uh being a lawyer's assistant. So going in the law firm to being a case manager. Ain't nothing else in this world can tell me that God doesn't exist, which God definitely exists. And looking at what I'm doing now, doing all of those things plus acting and being in plays, being in one of the plays that you wrote, which is uh something I really appreciate because you didn't have to do it, but you did, you know. And I appreciate every single situation. I'm also a family man. I got 3 kids. I got a son that was just born not too 6 months ago, going on 7 months. Zakari Brown, crazy little kid. I can see he's going to be just like his dad. Got a junior, Israel, my daughter. So yeah, that's pretty much who I am.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for all of that. So when you think about, well, first of all, if you can visualize just for a moment the young people
Yeah.
that's in community, our shooters and our victims
Hmm.
continue to get younger and younger,
Yeah.
13, 14 years old, um, committing crimes that they can't turn away from because they've taken a life or two.
Mm.
And when you think about that and you think about just your experience kind of being on the side of being a part of the problem to a certain extent, and just having an opportunity to change your life around and now be more of a voice of reason to help those young people to understand, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. So that's really what it is. Like we understand that they are getting younger and younger. So we know that somebody's teaching them.
Mhm.
Somebody or something is teaching the youth, right? So if we're not doing it, then we got to understand the streets is going to do it. Where I come in at is I come in to be that figure to show them, and I do be completely honest, let them know the things that I've been through, how bad my cases were, and everything. And I'm like, if I was convicted of even just one charge, I would have been gone for at least about like 15 years. I would have been gone. I would have still been locked up to this day. But what I break down to the youth is I went through all of those things for a reason. And it wasn't just for me. As I made it through, God showed me that if I can make it, others can make it. So what I do is I just teach the things that I went through, and I give back as much as I can.
And you don't hide. You don't
I
hide
don't
those
hide
things.
anything.
It's an open book. So because your life story can help somebody else
Exactly.
who don't think it's possible.
Exactly. And that's always a situation because what I learned when I was younger was Adults wouldn't tell me exactly what they've been through. Oh, I've been there. I've been. Well, explain to me how. How was you there? How did you overcome? Not just you just making it through. That's the ending. I need to know what did you do or what happened. And when you can tell me how bad things is, now we can relate.
Mhm.
And then you can tell me how you overcame the situation.
I love that. I love that. So to our viewers, listen, we cannot we cannot suffer in silence.
Right.
One. For two, we cannot be quiet about our life story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you made it through for a reason.
That's
God
right.
wants you to share your story with some folks. Now, some stuff we might take to the grave.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
there's some stuff we might take to the grave, but listen, you can share a portion of your story in some way, shape, or form so that you can help another person out.
Right. And that's just it right there too. Is breaking down what you can and being able to relate to show everybody that we're all human. You know, we're not the type of people that's gonna, throw a stone and then hide our hand. Get around people who who've been hit with a stone or who has failed, but then also gotten back up.
Mhm.
So our story it's a testimony not just to ourselves, but to the ones that surround us. Because some people will look at you and they'll say, "I remember how you used to be."
Mhm.
Honestly, it's funny because every time I hear your stories, and I'm around some of the youth, they always say, "I couldn't see her being like that," and I'm like, "You just never know.
That's
You
funny. They
never
never even
know."
said that to me, and I'll be wondering if they're like surprised or like, really?
Yeah. They surprised the youth, the young people that we work with are always surprised because they never expect.
Hmm.
They look at you and they like, oh, she got it together, or she was always in church and never been, until you break that story down, and then now they're really paying attention.
Right.
They're paying attention to the situations that you were in. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's kind of like me or my cousin or
Hmm.
my mom or my sister, and they're like, she made it out of there, and she don't seem like she ever been through that. But
Hmm.
that's the blessings and the grace of God, though.
Yeah,
So yeah,
we a lot of times we talk about you can't judge a book by its cover.
you can't.
So I hope you all like learn from that. You cannot judge a book by its cover, whether that book is a person who is homeless, or
Mm-hmm.
whether that book is a person who is a high executive at
Mm-hmm.
one of the top businesses, companies, in New York, in the city of Flint, wherever it might be,
Right.
or whether that person is, unfortunately walking the street selling their body. You cannot judge a book by its
Mm-mm.
cover. You don't know what a person has been through.
Right.
And just because a person look a certain way on the outside, don't mean that they don't need love, that they don't want love, that they
Yeah.
don't need support, that they don't want support.
Right.
And it also doesn't mean that at any given day, at any given moment, we can be on the opposite side of the track.
And that's what I was waiting for you to go to, because that's something that I always teach
Mm-hmm.
is that with the right circumstances, we can be in the other person's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can get drugged and
Right.
end up on, doing drugs, because that addiction is something else. Everybody can go to jail. I can go right now and just say somebody did something to me and they get arrested. I People are crazy enough to go and hit
Mm-hmm.
themselves in the face, but this
Right.
person hit me, and the testimony alone can get a person locked up. You
Right.
just never know. So sometimes it's just good for us to, shut our mouths and not speak on certain things that we don't know nothing about
Mm-hmm.
as well. But also just try to edify people instead of destroying them,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to tear them down.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're in a minute. We're going to show you all the flyer for two plays that Darrell was in. I want to hear his perspective on those two plays and how they relate to real life.
Oh
Um,
yeah, and
but
they
in
were
the
great
mean,
plays.
but in the meantime, I want to ask you. You said something about like your past and how people are constantly reminding us of our past. And my
Mhm.
pastor, who's Martez Warren, and my brother, he always talks about, you know, when people want to remind you of your past, let them
Uh-huh.
say all they want to say. They can talk for 24 hours if they want to. But
Yeah.
once they get done, have them take a seat so that you can let them know where you are today,
Yeah.
who you are today, because nobody should hold you captive to your past.
Right.
So I want to know, what do you say to people who try to hold you captive to your past? All they see, I don't care how much transformation you can do, all they're going to see is your past.
So this is something that I had to realize for myself, that Sometimes people don't look at you, but they look at their situations. And because they don't believe that they can change, or
Mm.
where they're at in life, that it won't get any better, they'll put off what they had onto you.
Wow.
And they'll say, well, if I can't change and I have this guilt or this negativity on me, that you can't.
Mm.
And I'm here to tell you that you can change. You can be better. You got to take those steps into moving forward. Now, granted, when I did get out of jail, I mean, you got to think about it. I was going through hell for 2 years and some change, right? Years is a long time. Years is a long time. And with that, with me finally, changing my life and saying that this is it, that's it, I'm not going back.
Mm.
Then we had people come into my life and try to say, are you really changed?
Mm.
Did you really become a different man?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go back to jail one day? Are you, or this just temporary? And honestly, I got to say this. I can't blame some people. I can't. I can't blame some people for thinking like, all right, well, I thought you would have been gone. I thought you would have been locked back up.
Wow.
Why? Because I gave them that notion
Mm-hmm.
that I was going to be a person in and out of jail. But now, after some time, what else can you say except for the great things and the good things that you see?
Mm-hmm.
And I just use it as a constant reminder. I did used to mess up. I did used to get in trouble over and over again. So I understand, where you're coming from, but I'm not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's the old rail. That's not the new one. You can change your life too. So I always give them the good and the bad,
Mm-hmm.
because without good there cannot be no bad. Without bad there cannot be no good.
So, do you think community plays a vital role
Mm.
in in the in the upbringing of young people and of communities being all that we want them to be?
Yeah, I definitely believe that. Yes, 100%. Um, a community can either build you or destroy you.
Mm.
It can, because that's multiple different people. So I'll say this: when I was going through a lot of my situations, right? Here's one thing that I did do: I didn't talk.
Mm.
I didn't speak when I was going through a lot of my, like, even cases, not just for the legal purposes, but I didn't speak because at the time the community was trying to, tear me down. Granted, there was a lot of people that was speaking good on my behalf, but when someone sees something negative, a lot of people love drama. So they don't need to know the whole story. They just need to hear bits and pieces. Oh yeah, that person's guilty, or that person's horrible, that person. So you don't try to fight a community of negativity. Let people say what they want to say, and then do what you're supposed to do. Not what you want to do, but what you're supposed to do. And then God will hash everything out.
Mm.
So yeah, don't go up against the community. The community that's trying to destroy you is a community that doesn't need to be around. That's
Mm-hmm.
a community that you don't speak on. But the ones that are trying to edify you, those are people that you gravitate towards.
Mm.
The ones that you build with.
Right.
So either you're gonna build in positivity or you're gonna build in negativity.
Mm.
What do you want?
I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I had no community
Mhm.
folks support around, I don't know that I would be who I am today.
Yeah.
Granted, my family is very supportive,
Mhm.
show so much love and all of those types of things.
Right.
But if I didn't have the lady next door who used to press and curl my hair and she showed me so much love, no blood involved, but she
Mhm.
was just like a grandmother.
Yeah.
If I didn't have Miss Bradshaw, who was two streets over, or a street over, two streets over, I mean, I don't know. When I would ride my bike, she would, hey baby, come here, let me talk to you for a minute.
Right.
Just having that extension of love,
Mm-hmm.
it helped me,
It
even
does.
when I didn't know it was helping me. So community is so important. And I say that because there's so many of us that's closing their blinds, closing
Mm.
their door. They see somebody come, oh, I don't want to deal with these young people. I don't want to deal with that mom, that dad.
Yeah.
They're closing, turning a blind eye to
Yeah.
stuff that's going on in their own house, for one, and in community for two.
Yeah.
And it's just so important for us to speak up.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, we can't, and I said this yesterday in an interview on TV 12, we can't always make our kids do what we want them to do.
You
But to
can't.
the best of our ability, we should be trying.
Yeah.
We should be speaking up and saying something and pushing them to do good, even
Right.
when they've committed a crime.
Uh-huh.
Now, some parents probably won't tell on their kids, probably won't, go that extra mile and call in on their own kids or whatever. But at the same time, you should be getting on your kids but so bad that they're
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'm going down here and I'm gonna talk to somebody. Can you help me get some support to go down to the police, or can you have a police officer come to us so I can talk to them,
Because
and
eventually you got to
see.
deal with it.
That's
You
right, and
do.
see what direction I need to go in. That's how hard we should be on our kids, on our family,
Mm-hmm.
on everybody when it comes to maintaining a level of safety within our home
Right.
and our community, so that we can protect our babies, we can protect ourselves, and we can truly move forward as a
Yeah.
community.
And it should definitely be just that strict, though, to the point where they wouldn't even want to go out and commit crimes. That they wouldn't want to be on the street because if, some a lot of it start at home. We know that majority of what happens, the training, it starts at home. From a child till they can, go to pre-K or kindergarten and all that, right? If we instill in them the way that they should go, even when they get older, I mean, it's biblical. I ain't trying to get biblical, but even as they get older or whatnot, they won't depart from what they were trained.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they
Even if they stray a little
stray,
bit, they
exactly,
coming
they
back.
gonna come right back. And that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing about my story is I was one of those people that's a living testimony to say I strayed, but I never forgot and I came back.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you start getting in trouble, you're gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be where you need to be at. You know,
That's good.
you
That's
just gotta do what
good.
you gotta heed the warnings and heed the word.
Mm-hmm. But as parents, as aunties, as big mamas, as granddads, as uncles, as homeboys, homegirls, we cannot ignore our way out of the problem, because
Can't.
it's not going to go away. We have to speak up and be like, man, that's not cool. No,
Right.
I'm not doing that. And if you want to do it, I'm going to chill here. We got to get to a point
Right.
where we're saying those types of things,
Yeah.
because you know who you're connected to.
Mm-hmm.
I know my cousin better than anybody know my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that there's times when I can chill and I can hang, and there's times when I'm hanging back, because
Yeah.
it's not that's not meant for me.
Yeah.
And we got to start setting limitations like that on our
Limitation and
circle.
boundaries.
That's right,
And
on our
boundaries.
circles,
Yeah.
and those that we're connected to.
Right. And when we start doing those things, we start to realize that we start to build a community within a community. So it's like now we got, like I said, boundaries and borders. So we're not gonna just tolerate any and everything.
Right.
Like you said, people are starting to close the blinds on people when they start. Hey, man, I see Chris coming over here. Man, let me close the door and act like we're not home or I
Right.
was asleep and stuff. But it's like, why? What changed to make us, start being like that when we used to love when people came over? Man, I can't wait to, what I'm saying, go see Big Mom. I can't wait to go see, what I'm saying, my cousin, my brother, what I'm saying, the good friends. And it ain't just always, every time we see each other, it ain't about smoking and drinking. We just want to hang out and chill, watch some TV, talk about what's been going on, how you feel.
Right.
That's when that stuff starts opening up. Or if I was having a bad day because that person came around, or my community, my people came around, now I'm happy. And times have changed, but I believe that we can get back. I do.
Oh yeah, I believe we can get back to. And we had a conversation with some young people not too long ago, and they mentioned, which I didn't know,
Yeah.
some of the things that we used to be able to go out and ride our bike, play hopscotch,
Yeah.
play jacks. For those of you who remember jacks, play jacks, and play hide and seek. Some of y'all play something else, but I'm gonna leave that there. I played hide and seek. I don't know what y'all played. So hide and seek, curb. We played curb. Some of
Yeah.
the young people say they can't play curb anymore. They need to have 10 on their windows, or they feel like they need to have 10 on their windows, because if they stop at a stoplight or a stop sign, somebody look over, and it might be some beef because you look like somebody, or they just don't like the way you look, period. And they also said that the music that they play, they can't just ride down the street and be listening to some jams and turn it up, because you ride through certain neighborhoods and people like, what's up with that, and they take your music as something else.
Yeah.
It was really heart-wrenching to hear
It
what these
is.
kids can't do nowadays and what they don't see other kids doing. They even say that other kids, they don't see kids just out like they used to when we were younger.
Right. Right.
The question: have they said anything about reality dysmorphia?
Reality dysmorphia.
To where they don't. a young adult was telling me about that, and they can't really hear me, but reality dysmorphia.
So we got George speaking right now, yeah.
Is that it's
And
diagnosed
he's
that
asking
this
us.
generation doesn't understand what reality is based on all the things that are.
So
No.
reality dysmorphia, based off on what
Was told to me.
what was just told to me by Out of the Mud, George, is so pretty much it's like they don't really know what reality is. Um, a lot of that can come from video games when they're taught up, right? So we have like GTA, right? And they're afraid because look how people act on GTA. These would be grown folks playing with children on the game, and they're talking crazy to them, and they're on a block chilling with their friends and all that, and that's their reality right then and there. Um, and they might get shot up in a video game, so they might be afraid to come on outside because they feel like that might just happen to them. But here's the difference: um, they won't respond. When I mean respawn, I mean like they won't come back. Game over, right? In reality, and some of them don't even know that in this reality. So they'll think like if I'm beefing with somebody and I got this gun, I can go kill someone, and then it's going to be like the video game. Instead of realizing that if I go and I kill someone, you know, that person is dead, or I might die. There's no coming back. I can go, in GTA, it fades to black, right? And then it comes back and you're sitting there chilling. It's not like that in the video game. I mean, in real life, you die. You don't see what happens, between cuts. You're going to jail or you're dead. There ain't no coming back. There's a funeral. You're laying in the casket or that person's laying in the casket. That's it. That's legitimate. Game over.
Right. Right. And I think it's important for us to ensure that young people and families know what resources are available
Yeah.
so that they can take advantage of those resources and really learn how to not, and we teach this a lot, how to not live in the moment.
Yeah.
Because too many young people not only playing the video game and thinking, oh, I'm gonna have this beef, this gonna happen, and all it's gonna be good tomorrow.
Mm.
The thing is, they're thinking in the moment, and one of the reasons they think in the moment is because a lot of young people have shared with us and disclosed that I don't believe I'm gonna live till next year. I don't think I'm gonna be around for 6 months. Hey, Miss Dawson, guess what? Today's my 18th birthday. I can't believe I made it.
See?
So yeah, so a lot of young people, just because of what's going on in community, because they feel so unsafe, a lot of them just don't believe they're going to make it to that next level of living.
Right. And like you said about resources, the resources are out there. Um, we can't make excuses anymore about not having resources. It's the fact that people don't go searching. So one thing, another resource, it can all like even what I do, right? So Peckham, people can hit me up, like I said, hit me up, Darrell Brown, or you can hit the number up that I have is 810-884-1856. That's my business number, 810-884-1856. You can hit me up. We can talk. I work with 18 to 24-year-olds. That's the demographic that they say gets in trouble the most. And I can attest to that because I was getting in trouble around that time as well. Though I went a little bit further a couple years after that. But that's when it happens. It can't be too many excuses anymore. If you want help, go look for help. Go seek this help. And we're offering it, right? And then that's another thing though too. I appreciate things that like you've done, which is creating a play that talk about situations and what people go through, you know, but also outcomes if you want it to go in a good outcome. Do we have time to speak about it right now?
Speak about
The play
the play. Yes, George. In just a second, I want you to show the flyer for Darrell's play and also my play. I want you all to know that Peckham is definitely a resource. If you have a young person between the age of 18 and 24, whether they're in your house, whether they've transitioned out of your house, whether it's just somebody that you know of and they need some help, they just keep falling into these life traps and they want to figure out a way out. They just haven't quite figured it out yet. Please have them to reach out to Darrell or myself so that they can get connected to this Peckham program. Right now we've had 9 cohorts thus far. It ranges from anywhere from 3 to 7 young people in a class, but this class we've had 9. We had
Yeah.
9. This is our
I think
largest
that was like,
cohort.
yep, that's the
Yeah,
largest one.
and it's by far, these young people are amazing because you can see how hungry they are for a different path for
Right.
life. They're graduating tomorrow on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're going to go on to
Work
gain
experience.
employment. Yeah, so that's one program, and Darrell might have more to say about the Peckham program. But also, there's a community safety collaborative, and
Mm-hmm.
that meeting, we can tell you a host of resources right now, but the community safety collaborative, there'll be a number of people in one room for the same purpose.
Right.
We all have differences, but we're there because we want to see our young people live. We want to see families stronger. We want to collaborate more and work together across neighborhoods and through these invisible lines that divide us. So that meeting will be Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. It's every second Wednesday of the month from 12 to 2.
Okay.
So this Wednesday it'll be at Church Without Walls, which is at 6202 DuPont Street, 6202 DuPont Street. And again, it's from 12 to 2. A light lunch is provided, and we get down to business.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not there to just talk about all the problems. Look, we're going to talk for a minute, but then it's time to provide some solutions and get
Right.
down to some action. So if you want to be a part of those two, Peckham Community Safety Collaborative, or if you want to know of a few others that we're aware of, please just get in touch with us so that we can let you know.
Oh yeah.
George, you got the flyer? You want to say anything
Oh
about
yeah.
Peckham?
Yeah. I believe he was bringing it up, right? So for the ones that was paying attention and watching, uh a sinner's prayer, that was produced by Robert Powell, Pastor Robert Powell. So that was one that I acted in. Yep, that's me right there, and with the one mask on the head or whatnot, looking gangster with the bag. I played a guy named Brian, right? And we do have Brian's in this community. Now, Brian is someone that pretends to act like he's your friend, but he's really not. He's really just after what he can gain. And Brian became more and more dark. He had a protege or somebody that he want to call named Travis or whatnot, which is played by Michael Powell, and he was a manipulator, right? Brian manipulated him into doing what he wanted him to do, made him think that he was gangster when he wasn't. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of us out there like that.
Yeah, for
A
sure.
Travis that he act gangster, but he really ain't. And now he's trying to prove himself. Oh, I'm gonna prove to everybody I am this, I am that, or whatnot. You gonna see, you gonna see. And the whole entire time you got an OG Brian that's sitting back eating it up, and he's just fueling that fire, right? And you got to see. I believe we got some news coming up for everybody. Um, but the next play that you guys can catch, I want you guys to catch. Be looking out for. Stay tuned for another episode. I say that. But the ending wasn't good.
Right.
Now we plays. I don't think it was. Did you think it ended up on a good note? So, and that's reality. Just because you've changed don't mean that things are always or got your life right with God. Don't mean that reality still ain't there, that you did some negative things.
Right.
So that was the situation. And then, I appreciated being in that play. And then we had, I was in the play before that was your play.
Somebody somewhere has to care.
Yeah. I love being in that play. I got to party a lot. You know what I mean? Cut up. So I was one of the friends to a bad guy. I was a friend to a bad guy, played by Darwin. And uh he was a horrible boyfriend.
He was.
And we find people that's in situations like that. Somebody somewhere has to care because they do, right? And I don't believe that Tracy, which was played by Whitney, right? I don't believe that character knew how much support that she had to leave somebody that wasn't right for her. But we got people like that in a community.
Yeah, we do.
And we all need a friend like
Tasha.
like Tasha. Tasha, she was cutting up. She gonna ride for hers or whatnot, especially to be able to help her and to elevate in a better predicament, right? To be in a better predicament than just having, like Tracy said, half a man. At least, as long as I get a part of a man, that's good, ain't it? No, you want somebody that's gonna love you wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? And if you got a friend that's out there that's like Tasha that was in the play that's riding for you and that's gonna tell you the truth, heed that warning that man ain't good for you. Cause Dion wasn't cool. He was eating, sleeping with other women, messing up the house, stealing her money or whatnot. And if that is you, I suggest that you get around your community, a good community that's gonna help you out because you got resources. We got resources for everything.
Right. Right. That is so true. And if you think about how violence is perpetuated,
Mhm.
violence is perpetuated because kids are seeing this type of stuff,
Oh yeah.
especially young men,
Mhm.
in the household. They feel like I'm supposed to protect my mom.
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
then my dad or the person who's supposed to be my dad, I can't even look up to this person because they're doing all this stuff, beating up my mom, taking our food,
Right.
sometimes is using drugs, drinking alcohol, all of these types of things. And the kid feels like helpless,
Mhm.
And so when you think about how violence is perpetuated, it starts with this feeling of hopelessness, helplessness. Nobody
Right.
cares about me. Nobody loves me. So that's why it's so important to see people for who they are. When it says somebody somewhere has to care, if I'm not getting that in my house, then I hope when I walk outside my house, my neighbors see it, my teachers see it. But we can't be so oblivious to what's going on that we
Right.
don't even see the people right in front of us, the kids right in front of us who's going through all of this.
And like you said, being oblivious, so many people act like it's not going on even when they see it.
Right.
And that's a major issue with our community, because things will be happening. Like I drive down the street and I see domestic violence. Should I just keep on riding or should I say something? Hey, y'all stop that. Y'all better than that.
Right.
Quit, stop putting your hands on each other. And somebody's gonna call. I'm not gonna say if it's just gonna be me because I might end up calling. I don't want y'all to get hurt because sometimes we'll have a situation where a person, they'll be in a domestic violence, excuse me, and then about to kill each other.
Right.
And somebody could have died. But you could prevent that.
Right.
We so caught up in not snitching, and people don't even know what snitching is. Snitching is real simple. Me and you commit a crime, and then for me to get lesser time, I'm gonna tell on you and what you did. When when you faced with something like that, right? Where we have, I'll definitely love to play because it has so many different variables in there that help me think about situations differently, right? When you see something, it's really say something.
Right.
It really is. Because we could be grooming the next generation to be horrible.
So true.
And not even realizing it because they're paying
Mhm.
attention. Because like the young man, right, who was Tracy's son, when he sit there, and I love the way you put that together, where he sit there and he thought like, I could be a person that walk around, I can party, sleep, sleep with whoever I want to, drink whenever I want to drink, but then it was that realization, nah, I should do what my mom said to do. Get a higher education, treat women right.
Wow.
Things like that. They're watching us whether we know it or not.
So true.
Because every time, the group we came in the play, he was watching. And he'd have to go in the back room, but he's seeing these women coming in and out the house.
Right.
He's watching how Dion is cutting up with the women, and you're supposed to be with my mom, but you're sleeping with that woman though. That can confuse a kid. Is that the way that I should do it? Is that the way I should move?
Yeah, and just think
But
about
it's
the
not.
anger.
Right.
Think about the anger because the kid is kind of torn. Like, do I tell my mom? Do I say something? Do I not say anything? I'm just gonna be quiet.
Right.
But then you be quiet, but you see that this person is misusing your mother.
Exactly.
Or your dad is abusing himself or doing some other stuff right in front of your face.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, we can change this. We can change all of this. It comes down to us. And how you make a difference is up to you.
Right.
But I will say that you're not in it alone. If you need some help,
no.
you need some support, yes, do what you can do when you see it, do what you can do. But if you need some help, you need some support, knowing how to find that solution, how to get the help that you need to resolve whatever is going on, please reach out.
Right.
If it's not reaching out to one of us, please reach out to somebody who you know, who you trust, who can help you along the way and who can help resolve some of these issues, because it truly does start with us, and then it starts within our home.
Exactly.
So we're going to be closing in just a moment. I'm hoping that you all are sharing some messages, putting some stuff in the chat. Please share and talk about this time that we have together with other folks. But I have my grandsons here. One has fallen asleep, and the other one, come here, Eden. The other one is here. So on our way home, you can take your put your arms in your sleeve. On our way home, I asked, or on our way here, I asked him, "Can y'all see him?" Yes, y'all can see.
Yeah.
He's so handsome, ain't he? He's so handsome. That's the one. He's so handsome. He had a long day at school. But I asked him on our way here, like, what do you know what a community is? And you told me what?
No.
He told me he didn't really know what a community is. So I told him that community is a larger version of our neighborhood. And if you think about community as the place you live. So if anybody ever asks you, do you like your community? Tell me a little bit about your community. Just think about where I live. So
Right.
that will help you to understand community a little bit better. So then I asked you, what are some of your thoughts about community? What do you want to see for your community?
I said I want our community to be safer.
Can you hear him?
He said he wants the community to be safer. That's big.
That's big to not, first of all, to not know what community is first. And then to say, when I think about my community, where I live, for him to say, I want it to be safer.
Yeah.
Ain't that deep?
That is.
So I wanted to share that with y'all. I wanted to share that with y'all because I thought that was pretty profound. That this little man, who is a wonderful young man and handsome, I might say, he really wasn't familiar with what community is. But one thing he did know is I want the place where I live, my community, to be safer. And guess what? We can make that happen.
We definitely can.
We can make that happen. Darrell, when you see this young man and you think about his life, you think about his life right now and his life for the future. I mean, and just bringing all of you into this space right here, because you got a yesterday and you got it right now. What are some of the things that you think about?
For the young man, I think about what he can be, like who he can be. He can be something so great, right? And it's always it's a it's a this or that type of situation. Either you can be something or someone really great, or you can be someone really bad. And it's really, you have choices. So you're not understanding what a community is fully, but I'm a part of your community. I'm here. You see me. You might not see me, but sometimes you might. You know, and if you see the things that I'm doing and seeing that I'm doing great things, that might be something that you want to patent yourself after. As a person that's doing great things in the community versus someone that you see is hurting people. You know right and wrong, right? You know good and bad. You know when you're doing good. You know when you're doing bad.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. When it's not right, those are your morals telling you, okay, I shouldn't do this. It's going to hurt somebody, whether it's mentally or emotionally or physically, right? So if you hit me, is that good or bad?
Bad.
You know that. So you know as you get older, you shouldn't just go out and hurt people, right?
Yeah.
You can be someone that speaks life into somebody's life. Speak, you know, greatness over somebody's life and help change somebody, because it's going to be somebody just like you. It's going to be a kid that's going to grow up. One day you're going to be my age. You're going to be older, right?
Yeah.
Lord's will, you will be. There's going to be somebody just as young as you that's going to see you, looking you dead in the eye, just the way you look at me dead in the eye. And you got to tell them that they're going to be something great in life. And to keep on doing good things, the good things that they know to do. And you can be anything that you want to be in this world. Anything you want to be in this world, you can be. You just got to go after it and get around good people in your community.
You receive that? I know you do. So listen, I'll take it a step further. Darrell spoke into his life, but I want to say to all of us and to all the viewers that will be watching and that is watching right now, we got to protect our babies.
We do.
We got to protect our babies that's in our home, our own babies, and we also got to protect the babies that's within our community.
Right.
There's so many of them that's looking to us for help, for support, for guidance, for mentorship. We need you. We can't. We don't. Please don't lock yourself in your house thinking that you can shelter yourself from everything that's happening in community, because it will not happen. We need you to be involved. We need you to be active. We need you to be at the table and to be in the room. We need you. Would you say that you need people?
You need people.
Yes, we need you. So thank you, baby.
Thank you.
So all right, y'all. So we've had pretty full conversation today. We talked about the plays. We talked about Darrell's life, his ups and downs, where he is right now. From what I hear, nobody can hold him captive to his past because he's kicking that door wide open and making a difference in not only his life, but also in the lives of others. We're looking at doing Somebody Somewhere Has to Care again, at least one more time this year. So if you missed it, you might be able to catch it. We're just waiting to hear back from a venue to see if that's possible or not. And then we'll get with the cast and let them and see if they're up to it, which I'm totally sure they will be.
Yeah.
But please, if you're not already doing things to just change the trajectory of your life and also the direction of your household, your family, and your community, please start today.
Right. Right. Definitely. I'll say this, my closing remarks. I want to say, first of all, I love each and every single person in my community. Whether you're doing good or bad, you're still a person. I believe that you can change. If I can change, then I believe that you can change. I did things that I wasn't proud of in my life, and now I'm proud of the things that I'm doing now. Some things that can help this community change is, one, let's stop littering, right? Please, please, that's simple. Stop littering. Stop, or tell a person to tell a person stop littering. Because if it looks like junk, you're going to treat the people in that community like junk too, right? Another thing is, if you see something, say something. Especially if they're in your family. Say what you need to say to your family, because it do start at home.
That includes people who touching people who don't have no business touching
people. Exactly. Speak on it. Stop sweeping stuff underneath the rug and act like it didn't happen. Speak on it. Another thing that you can do is start going in your front yard. Start going in your front yard, because it's hard for people to commit crimes, right? If they're watching, people watching, you're not going to want to do that. Right. So I used to love neighborhood watches. Back when I was living in Beecher, Bermuda Lane, that we had it locked. I'm talking about Beecher was on lock. I love Beecher, and we really are a community. And I wish that it will go back, to how it was, because we got to teach people, right? It was simple. We see something, we say something. Everybody knew each other. Start the community I'm in now. I speak to people.
They ain't call it snitching. They was just like,
right.
You got told on.
You got told on. I'm gonna tell your mama what you been doing. I'm gonna tell your daddy. You might get your butt beat by both of them. You know what I mean? Right. But I guarantee you're not gonna want to do it. And I'm glad that people told on me when I was cutting up, because it made me better of a man, and it made me not do certain things that I'm pretty sure I would have did if I wasn't disciplined. Right. So yeah, I love y'all. Love on y'all community, and try to change what y'all been on. Relo B.
Yes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time with us today. We will be back on the fourth Thursday of the month, which I believe is September 26th, if I'm not mistaken. And again, get involved, make a difference. Right. Wednesday, CSC at Church Without Walls, 6202 DuPont. And also, if you need somewhere for your young people to go. Oh, one other thing. If anyone wants to do some canvassing or anything like that, they're paying $22 an hour, and you get a bonus, a sign-on bonus, if you're chosen to do that work. So if you want more information about that, please get with me. You'll work for 60 days. It will be for the month of September and October, leading right up to the election. So just let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll make sure to give you that information. All right, y'all, that's our time.